Have you ever tried conch? Hey, I'm Nick, and in this video we're diving into a truly special delicacy. Few things compare to the taste of tender conch meat simmered in a rich, spicy curry sauce. This incredible dish is a hidden gem of Jamaican cuisine, and today I'm going to show you how to make it right at home. Conch are essentially large sea snails found in warm tropical waters. The part we eat is the firm muscular foot of the conch. It's prized for its tender texture and unique flavor. This is about 2 pounds, and the eyes and the tough claw-like structure at the end of the foot were already removed. You'll also need to remove the outer darker parts, which are very tough. This step ensures that you get the best texture for the curry conch. We really just want the white meat alone. Unlike most seafood, conch can be very tough. To tenderize it, we usually give it a good beating. This helps to soften it up for cooking. My conch are not so tough though, so I'm skipping the beating step. A couple squeezes of fresh lime juice helps to neutralize any unpleasant fishy odors the conch might have. You can also use vinegar at this step for a similar effect. Next, simply rinse with water, then cut into bite-sized pieces. You can cut them much bigger than this, that won't affect the cooking time that much. In Jamaica, the conch close season usually runs from late July or early August to January or February. The specific dates can vary each year depending on assessments by the Fisheries Authority. This closure coincides with the conch's peak breeding season, since conch are slow growing and take many years to reach maturity. The close season is essential for monitoring their numbers and protecting the species from overfishing. Next, we season the conch simply with a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper. That's green season, a versatile flavor base made from a blend of fresh herbs and spices. It's a staple in Jamaican cuisine and incredibly easy to make. I have a deep dive video link below that breaks down everything you need to know about this powerhouse ingredient. Green season is fantastic, but if you're short on time, you can substitute it with some powdered seafood seasoning for a quick, convenient flavor boost. 1 tablespoon is enough for 2 pounds of conch. Next up is the curry powder. I'm using the Better Pack brand, a favorite for many. Most Jamaican curry powders are turmeric heavy with just a few other spices, which gives them a nice clean flavor profile. I'm eyeballing it, but if I had to guess, that's about 2 teaspoons of curry powder. To my pot, I'm adding a big splash of oil. Chopped garlic, about a tablespoon. 1 small sliced onion. You would usually save scallion greens for later, but I had extra, so I'm adding them. Once everything gets a good saute and starts to soften, add about a tablespoon of curry powder. Saute until the curry becomes fragrant. Now, let's add our marinated conch. Cook it down to melt all those flavors we've just built up. All that brown goodness on the bottom of the pot, that's packed with flavor. Before it starts to burn, I'm adding fresh coconut milk. To make fresh coconut milk, you only need fresh dried coconut and water. Blend very smooth and strain to remove the pulp. Fresh coconut milk has a way more complex flavor than the packaged stuff, but if that's easier, just grab a can. I might need to add some water later, but I prefer to add it as needed. And hey, if coconut milk isn't your thing, feel free to substitute with water or broth. Conch takes a while to become tender, usually about 45 minutes to an hour, so cover the pot and let it simmer. While that's cooking, let's get started on the side dish. I'm pairing this with some plain basmati rice. Curries are often spicy and packed with complex flavors, so simple sides like white rice complement them perfectly. Dumplings are also a fantastic side option. You could even add them directly to the curry for extra texture and heartiness. White rice is straightforward. Rinse it a few times to remove excess starch, then cover with water and steam on low heat until the grains are tender. The conch isn't quite tender yet, so I'm adding a bit more water. When you use coconut milk, especially fresh coconut milk, you'll notice it can sometimes break and separate like this. Canned coconut milk usually has emulsifiers to prevent this, so that's one benefit of using it. It doesn't affect the taste much, it's more of a texture thing. A simple fix for this is to use a bit of cornstarch slurry. That's a lot better. The separation typically happens when the milk is added to a pot that's too hot. Once the conch is cooked tender, add some diced carrots and cook to the desired doneness. Once that's done, add some fresh onion, sweet pepper, and scallion greens. Okra pairs perfectly with most seafood, so I'm adding some. Cooked okra get very slimy, so I like to add it at the end so they are still crunchy. If you like the slime, you can always put them in a bit earlier. I'm also adding a bit of scotchy for extra heat and that scotch bonnet flavor. Adding fresh seasonings at the end of the cooking makes the curry a lot more vibrant by layering fresh flavors over the rich stew base. Give that a quick taste. Perfect, but it could use a bit of salt. And that's it, a pot of incredibly delicious curry conch ready to enjoy. This recipe is well balanced, using fresh flavors to create a rich, satisfying dish. If you get the chance, you should definitely try this incredible delicacy. A huge shout out to our amazing patrons. Your support keeps the kitchen cooking. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.